What is up? Thanks for watching another episode on Norrie Factory building GTRs. And have a look at this one behind me. This thing looks so clean. I forget how good it looks when it's all painted up. All cleaned up, I should say. It's just been freshly painted, but it's good to have it back together. Thank all the guys that helped out to get this car to where it is now. It's pretty cool that just myself and like the advice from a select of few others helped me get this car to where it is today. I do have to shout out to Andrew Hawkins for watching the last episode and messaging me about the belt tensioner. Now, I did touch briefly on this, but this setup from Bullet Engineering has that secondary sort of idler, I guess it is. It's just an idler arm with a spring on it. That is to take the tension of the belt when it's loose, when it's cold. So you have to set the timing belts on billet blocks loose when they're cold, because when they warm up, they go tight. So in honest truth, you actually have to set the belt tension when the engine is hot. So what we're gonna do is just have it loosened off, not too loose, loosened off, warm the car right up to 80 degrees, turn it off, and then we'll come and tension the belt. You tension it like any other sort of conventional belt at temperature. Then when it cools down, everything shrinks up a bit, and because of that, the belt would be very loose. So to take up the slack, they put this little idler there with a spring on it. You can sort of see it down in there, just there. Yeah, so it's a pretty cool design. Thank you for pointing that out, dude. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do today. We've got a few, actually, I do know what we're gonna do. Thanks to Rocket for getting us some parts. I actually got some 1/4-inch hardline in that we're gonna play with some nitrous with. So got some fittings here as well to go with the hardline. This is gonna be fun, actually. Never done nitrous before. And we all know what this thing is, the old 1, 2, 3. So this here is to straighten our hardline. And then I just use these in a vise to bend up the hardline. It's gonna look pretty sweet. I think we'll run it just out of one of the guards or something, the purge, and then the other will be straight into, probably in the intercooler pipe. This is more just gonna be to spool that big turbo up a bit quicker. It's not gonna be 100-shotter NOS or anything like that. And it also cools down intake air temps, which is a good one. Got this little bad boy. So we got this little bad boy for the turbo. So that is the Dash 10 drain for the turbo. It sucks that Garage don't come with them, and it took me a little bit to find this one. So shout out Rocket and Aeroflow, coming up with the goods. I'm starting to think that I'm not going to mount this in the engine bay anywhere now. So they'll be up under the dash, up under there somewhere, and then we'll just have where the accelerator pedal used to be, we'll have our line coming through to the intake, and maybe out we could probably go out one of the washer jets, wherever the fuck that is. Yeah, see there. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like a raging bull that it is. Get the handbrake off. Yep. Oh, fuck. Just fell. Dude, those tyres are slippery as shit. Let's have a look inside here, what we're working with. Ready? Listen to this. Oh, want to hear something else awesome? Ready? Oh, shit. So, interior is a bit of a shit show at the moment, let's be honest. We've got to run our positive and negative. We've got to get these under the carpet. Yeah, I think I might put the phone down, the camera down for a bit and hook in, eh? Catch you in a minute. Righto, so we got the seat out, gives us heaps more room. Check in here, this interior is mint. So let's pack up all these lines and get it back. So the nitrous bottle is going to be mounted safely in the boot. I've made some brackets. I've used the Raceworks brackets to hold the bottle, and then made a flat brace and supported it to support the bottle underneath. I'm just using 200 TFE to run the plumbing up the front. It's just a dash 4 braided Teflon, this one here, and it's mounted with P-clamps all the way up the front, so it's nice and safe. It goes through the rear firewall, down underneath all the carpet, in conduit with the rest of the wiring, and then it plumbs into our solenoids up the front. Here, I'm going to try and run the purge line up through the bonnet so it purges out the windscreen wiper. I think that'd be pretty cool. Please note that half of this is just for the wank factor of having nitrous. I've never done it before. I've wanted to have fun with it, so we will. But it will also definitely help in the performance of the turbocharger. Excuse me. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. I've already run a 12-volt supply from the PDM up the front to the solenoids, so they'll be powered by 12 volts from the PDM in the boot, and then they'll be switched negatively from the ECU, the KV8 Emtron ECU. They'll switch the solenoids, one for purge and then one for on, and they're sort of in series so they don't both go off at the same time and you're not purging gas as well as supplying it. You got to make sure you do that properly. I've also got this really cool hardline here. It's dash 4 AN hardline with some really cool fittings from Aeroflow to sort of make it nice and spicy up the front so it looks good. And hey, welcome back. We're just removing the guard liner just to run the NOS through and the wires for nitrous. So I've already wired in the nitrous solenoid to make made a cool little loom here with a Deutz plug. So we've got P on there for purge, and then the other top one is just supply, and the other two are just power. So there's no polarity with a nitrous solenoid. Solenoids get powered by the PDM, but they switch by the KV8 Emtron. So it's a pretty cool way to do it, and it's much less wires for me to run. But right now, I don't want to put the nitrous solenoids in the engine bay where it's obnoxious and makes it look messy. So I'm trying to find a spot to hide them. I think I've found a spot up in here to hide them. I know what you're saying, I could mount them down here, but I need to make a false fuse box that sits up in there. So that's gonna be quite crowded, remembering that we got 3.5 inch plenum hose. So we haven't got a lot of room there. Plus a blow off valve, a bulb will have to go off there too. There's the nut for that. So yeah, right now just pulling the guard liner down to pull that through. It'd be cool to get the nitrous system up and running today. Got Mitch from Solly Motorsport who's sorting out the programming for me this afternoon. So we'll jump on TeamViewer and get him to do that. So I don't have long. So we need to extend the positive wire to the nitrous solenoids. And what I don't like doing is once things are terminated in Deutz plugs, I hate changing them over. So all we're gonna do is add a splice wire in. So we don't solder wires anymore, we use splices. And PT Motorsport offers this pretty cool open barrel splice kit. It's a bit of a starter kit that gets you going. And also the pliers. The pliers are a must-have, especially for these splices. And trust me, it will be no matter what you say. And then I'll obviously put heat shrink over it. So we're just gonna add a bit in, that's it. Nice and easy. Hit up PT Motorsport. And when you run out, I'm pretty sure on the back here is a barcode. So you can literally just take a photo of that. It'll take you straight to his website. And then on checkout, you're going to use the code NORRI, N-O-R-R-I, to get a bit of a discount.
3 days later.
Guess what? I fell down the rabbit hole once again. So everybody talks about the GTR rabbit hole, and until you own one, you don't know what that's like. Plumbed in the nitrous and also wired them in back to the ECU. Got a little Deutz connector there. And so remembering that we're going to power these off the PDM, but switch them off the ECU. Long story short, when I went to connect the computer up, everything works, cranks, the whole lot, except we cannot get the Ethernet cable to talk to the laptop. So I've checked everything. It all looks to be okay, so we're almost pointing down the lines of maybe an ECU, but of course we've moved the fuse box, so I've got to go right over that. But in the meantime, 2 AM last night, I fell down that rabbit hole bad, and I decided to remove the whole interior of the car, so including carpet. So we've got the carpet over there. While I've got that out, I'm going to give it a clean. The interior is really good on this vehicle. Happy with the setup. I just wish that it would damn work. So falling down that rabbit hole, I decided to gut the interior and remove all the old wiring that I'm not using, and then run this whole wiring loom, which is a motorsport wiring loom from Zolly Motorsport in Cairns. So it made it so easy to remove and disconnect everything. The way he does it, all the lines are to the right length and everything works. It was actually a pleasure to undo, and it took me an hour, and I had the whole wiring loom and everything out. So this is our Emtron KV8 here. I'm going to plug everything back in now and run the wiring how it should be, tidy it all up, run it through conduit and clear out a lot of old stuff. I actually literally had a bin full of old wiring, zip ties and factory stuff that I threw out yesterday. We'll plug this KV8 back in and see if we can get it to work. If not, this KV8 will go up to Mitch at Zolly Motorsport and get bench tested. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think that just moving the fuse box may have left an earth lead or something off. It's going to be pretty basic, but it's super hot today. It's like 40 degrees here in the workshop. Celsius for the guys in the States. I don't know what that is, like 110 or something. Yeah, so other than that, everything looks awesome. Like it's pretty much ready to go to fabrication this week. We're just waiting on our Hypertune manifold. Now, for those that you have been living under a rock, you would have seen at SEMA this year, Artec released that beautiful carbon fiber intake. That thing looks insane. I love my factory intakes. So kind of spewing that I didn't know about that, because I definitely would have ordered one. But yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. And yeah, it's a good time just to tidy up the wiring, and that's what we're doing today. I guess the things that we were doing is just the extra stuff that I've added in over the last sort of 12 months. Like that's our nitrous solenoids. And then you've got like things over here, extra PDM wires that I ran for, one's for the fan, the extra fan we're running. Another one is to power the nitrous, and then I've just got a spare one. And then I've also got the nitrous running through the car. So it's a good time just to go through, lay everything down properly, cut out all the old stuff. It's nice. This car's really nice to work on. So, and that was the whole idea of getting a wiring loom done like that, because it's literally just 5 minutes and you unplug everything and you're out. And if you have a look at our expansion down here. So this here is from Mitch from Zolly Motorsport, and that is a Emtron adapter. It goes to the engine harness, this goes to the KV8. All this stuff here is CAN bus stuff, which goes to the PDM, and then we've got our EGTs there. So I'm going to actually incorporate all that stuff into the glove box. This is where we're at. Wiring loom and everything I'm just going over. This is the one that Mitch did from Zolly Motorsport. So I'm going to go right over everything, lay it properly through the car. Like I didn't have time to do that the first time. I actually just got the whole carpet out and pressure washed it, and it come up really nice. So that's really cool. The rest of the interior I'm going to go over, and yeah, I'm just sort of talking with Mitch at the moment because we don't know whether to put the car all back together and use the KV8 and use the setup that we have, or do we take the whole loom out and while we're here put a new dash in it, which is the new Emtron ED5. And that thing is just, it's like an ECU in itself. It can have inputs, outputs, it can control the whole Attesa unit. So it'd be pretty neat to have, although the unit that I do have, the KV8 does control the Attesa unit perfectly. So I think what I'll do is I'll just tidy everything up. The front's ready for fabrication. So we're going to do, next episode will be on fabrication, which is not a big thing we normally do on this channel, but we're going to do, get the Hypertune intake manifold on, and then we'll get it down to Worldtech Performance, and we'll get the whole cold side done in 3.5-inch aluminium. It's going to look awesome. I've got to put the front bar back on to make sure the intercooler fits, and yeah, got some cool stuff coming, guys. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Pass this on to your friends because we really want to keep doing this and we enjoy it heaps. Bye. forget, we still have our monthly YouTube membership giveaway happening. So for next month, if you want to go into the chance to win this awesome diff brace from Gearhead Diffs in New Zealand, here's supplied one of these in black with titanium hardware to match for RB26 GDR all drive sump. These things are awesome. They super strengthen up your diff. It's $4.99 a month, and you can go into the chance to win this awesome. If you want a chance to win one, jump onto the YouTube membership channel